fact. EMO stands for emotional.
Ooh.
Too much coffee. Just kidding.
Are you still tired?
I'm only a little tired. Not as tired as I would be if I was doing what I normally do on Fridays, which is doing my schoolwork at the local Starbucks. I really hope that people can hear, like...
Mm-mm. That's disgusting.
Please
How'd
don't
you do that?
Wait, I think you did this too. I just, like, take coffee or whatever and, like, suck air in my mouth.
Dang, how do you do that? Do it. Don't hit the mic. Oh, don't. No, that's bad.
You gotta, like, keep the coffee in the bottom of your, like, underneath your tongue. And then, like, because you don't want to, like, breathe in the coffee.
That's what I was doing.
Breathing in the coffee?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's bad. It's actually a helicopter.
Cool.
Where is it, though?
Well, let's get started. You ready?
Yeah.
So,
Only if you say so.
what are we talking about?
We are talking about the Enneagram.
The only one. The one and only.
The only Enneagram.
The brand new Enneagram test, according to me.
I just have one question. Why do you think that's new?
Are you being serious right now?
No.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Taylor...
When I first met you, I was like...
No, that wasn't me. Who was that?
That was you.
Mm-hmm. It was
Oh, it was
someone,
Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
someone
Taylor.
that you would
We were at Bible
expect
study.
less.
And then you were like...
Yeah, because I, like, she never says stuff like that you're just like...
Oh, what did she say?
You sat there and you were like, have y'all heard of that, like, new thing called Enneagram? And we just, like, me and Taylor, we knew about this for a hot second, so we're just sitting here. And I wasn't going to say anything.
And you're like, idiot.
And no, I just was like... Because, like, usually when people make comments like that, I just let them have it, like, and I...
You're wrong,
like,
but that's okay.
No, like, yeah, to themselves, I just let them have it. But Taylor, who I would never expect, was like, I just want to know why you think that's new. Then that's when I started
Sweet.
laughing. Because I couldn't not laugh at that.
Do you know how old it is? Like, is it... like 2000s, surely.
Like, they say that it's really old, but, like, it hasn't become popular until recently. And they also...
What?
Because, like, apparently, it's not, like,
Apparently.
it's not backed up by, like, quote, real science. Because they say Myers-Briggs is backed up by real science.
Everything we're talking about today is not science-based. Therefore, it's false.
Yeah. Just don't even listen.
Don't even
Just
listen.
fast forward.
Cool. Well, why don't you explain what that is? What is the Enneagram?
What is the Enneagram? So, the Enneagram, I'm just going to, like, run with it on my own words. And if you want to add anything onto that.
I know very little. I know...
He knows so much.
I know, like... Sierra is, like, Enneagram expert. You are, fool. And I know enough to carry
pressure.
conversation. Yeah, no pressure. I know enough to carry conversation.
I think you know more.
The end.
I think you know more than the average person.
I know a lot about a 1 because I'm a 1, but
Yeah. Okay, you know a good bit about mine. Like, more than other numbers, I
yeah,
think.
that's true.
Yeah.
So
How
3 and
considerate
1,
of
I'm
you.
okay. I'm pretty good, but
Yeah. I'm trying to think if they're... 9, I feel like you know pretty good about that one.
yeah. Okay.
Like, you know more than you thought.
Well, let's quit saying numbers because nobody knows what that means.
Okay. So, first I'm just going to give, like, general details of, like, how you could simply describe... Actually, no, I needed to say what the Enneagram is first. So, basically, it is a personality typing system that's based off of how many numbers, Grit?
9.
9.
9 numbers. 1 through 9.
Yeah, there's 1 through 9, and each number represents a different personality type. And so a lot of the time people think, like, you can, like, observe someone or look at them and, like, guess their number. Like, I thought I could do that pretty well, but I can't. Like, a lot of the time if you try to look at someone's behavior and, like, guess their Enneagram number, then you can be wrong a lot of the time, just because it's all internally based. Like, it's based off of a fear and motivation that you have. So each number is associated with their own like fear and motivation. I feel like we've
Oh,
talked
and that's
about
like inward. Like
Yeah.
you can't know that about
Yeah,
someone,
like-
so you can't like automatically guess.
Not-
You
yeah.
can probably like draw a conclusion. I feel like.
Yeah, like if you know someone well, like you know, like a lot of my friends, I could know their like fears and like their motivations well enough that I could be able to guess like what their Enneagram. But like if we're just acquaintances, or if I just like you're my coworker and I don't know you super well, then it's just gonna be like I'm literally just trying to guess based off of your external behavior what's going on internally, which isn't.
And you can't know that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so
1 through 9.
1 through 9. So basically, yeah, it's just a personality typing system based off of numbers. Each number is associated with a personality type of its own. Also, another misconception that I feel like I need to clarify is a lot of times people think that they can be multiple numbers, which is not possible. There's such thing as wings, which I'm sure that we'll get into on this one, but and we'll just kind of go over the different aspects of Enneagram like as we get to it, because it's a lot at one time. And I just want you to be able to like share.
And we're just talking about one today.
Yeah,
we're talking about,
to be clear.
Yeah, we're just like prefacing with what Enneagram is, and then we're just talking about type 1, not 1 through 9, because that would take 5 ever.
Literally hours.
Yeah. So we're not doing that
Maybe.
today. Just one, or what the Enneagram is, and then 1.
What? I wanted to go over all of them.
No, not today. I need to sleep.
Okay.
I have a question, a legit question.
Yes.
So they have tests, right? Like that's how I figured out what mine was. Right? I took a test, and
Yeah, because you knew like before you and I ever talked about it, you knew what your number was.
right, through the test.
Yeah.
But so like I took the test. It was like a 100-question test, and I took it, and it said I was type 1, and I was reading type 1, and I agreed with everything.
Okay.
Very objectively, I feel like I was pretty good at like not trying to be biased
Yeah, I feel like
of
you're
what I
pretty good.
wanted to be.
Yeah.
So I read it and I agreed with it, and it sits well with me right now.
Yeah.
Can you like do you have to test?
No. So, okay.
Can you just be like, I'm a 3 because I read a 3 and I'm a 3?
Okay, it's not recommended to just read one type and then judge and say, yes, I'm that type. I mean, just generally with things you're trying to learn in general, like you want to like read all the different options and then see which one you think fits you the most. And I think being objective is super important.
Like just looking at the facts. And
Yeah,
just
because like
not
if
trying to fit yourself into a category.
project what you want like
Yeah.
onto what you're reading. So I think something else wise that you can do is like ask people that know you well and just be like, hey, I think probably like read a bunch of them, narrow it down to a few, and then ask somebody that knows you super well, like, hey, which one of these sounds most like me? And it's going to take a lot of time. I don't think in one sitting you could really just like sit and be like, oh, I just read all of the numbers and I'm this one. I think for me, like, yeah, I did take a test, but I read through all of it, and then I was like, yes, like, I do agree with this, and just looked at all the information. Yeah, I don't think you can just sit down one time and be like, yep, I'm a 1, so that's the end of it,
That's
and
what
I
I
know
did.
for sure.
That's 100% what I did.
Yeah, but you're pretty good at being objective, so
Yeah.
I feel like you trust yourself. Maybe other types.
And also, I feel like if you ask your friends, you need to be careful of who you're asking.
Yes.
Like, it would need to be someone who knows, like, what the Enneagram is and, like...
Yeah.
Not,
yeah.
You know, not just, like...
Yeah. I guess I'm just, like, associating people asking me, like...
Right. Because you're the
Yeah.
person that people go to ask.
That
I mean,
makes
you
me
are.
sound kind of snobby, but
No,
yeah.
like, you are, really.
Yeah. I think... I mean, actually, like, I have a few friends that are pretty, like, knowledgeable in it. Like, they have a good amount of information on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think most people, though, they just know their description, and that's good enough for them.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Or
fine.
like the... What is it? The title?
Oh, yeah.
The perfectionist.
I'm the achiever.
Okay.
I actually hate that.
Yeah, because it's just
would
like...
would you like calling yourself
No.
like
The
the reformer or the
no.
perfectionist?
No.
Why?
And because I feel like that just like boxes you in so hard,
Mm-hmm.
and like that could mean so many different things to so many different people.
Yeah.
Like the reformer. What does that mean? Like I take over countries? Like no. The perfectionist.
That is exactly what that
like,
means.
like I'm not super OCD about stuff.
Yeah.
Right. No comment. Okay.
No, I don't. I think like, how you want things done.
Me?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's defined as OCD.
Well, like legit OCD? No, of course not. No.
Yeah. Well, you just mean OCD, how people lightly throw that term around.
Yeah,
and they're
just like very like.
No. But the thing is, like, with you, I feel like like, what you want, but you also know why you think it should be that way. It's not just, well, that's just what I like.
No.
Which I think most people are that way. That's just what I like, so.
Just because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that's just how it should be.
I try to be very intentional with what I do or like what I pick. Like regarding spending. I don't want to have a lot of stuff, but the stuff I do have, I try to put a lot of thought behind it.
Yes. Which I think is important. I mean, because if you have a bunch of stuff for not important reasons, then you just have a bunch of more quantity over quality. Which is more important, Garrett?
Quality. Most of the time, I think.
Okay. I'm going to read the basic fear and basic desire. So I said I said motivation, which can also be associated with desire. So it's like the desire within you /
Are we talking about ones or just Enneagram?
ones.
Okay, so
yes.
Recap. Enneagram is a personality typing system, numbers 1 through 9.
Yes.
And you can't really tell someone they're this number.
Yeah.
Because
it's
like there's fears and motivations associated behind it that only that person would know.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like it's pretty simple. Like it's just
that's it, right? I mean,
personality typing system. There's 9 numbers. I mean, as opposed to like others like Myers-Briggs, there's 16 of them. So.
Which is something totally different.
Yeah.
But we're doing Enneagram today. Okay, 1 through 9, typing system, motivations and fears, and now we're talking about type 1.
Yes.
Which I am a type 1.
Are you proud of that?
I'm not proud of it. I just identify it with it really hard.
Yeah.
You know?
It's your identity.
I relate with it super hard.
Yeah. Do you think it's wrong to take on an Enneagram as your identity? An Enneagram number?
It depends on what you value, I think, in life. Do you value the Enneagram that much?
I value the Enneagram a lot, but I don't think...
Is it your source?
Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think it's good for an individual to be like, this is my identity.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think your identity needs to be in something that's very solid. And that like won't move and like won't fade or get old over time. Because like the Enneagram, like that was made up by someone. You know, it's observations about people, but
and like even like if you like read more into the Enneagram, they will tell you like parts of it. I won't like label it now, but they will tell you like parts of it during the midpoint of your life. You will use a different part of the Enneagram. So like even...
Oh, really? Wait, so like your number will change?
They say that your wing... Sorry, I was trying to avoid saying that, but they say your wing will like... Because you use wings on both sides.
Right.
Fun fact, which most people don't know, you use both wings.
Which we'll discuss in a second.
Yeah. Sorry.
No.
I'm getting too excited.
Cool. Okay, so... Type 1, or what are you going to talk about? Fears and motivations?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to start off with just like what even is an Enneagram 1? Like how could you describe an Enneagram 1? So
talk to me.
Okay. So ones are known for being super ethical, and then they have a strong sense of right and wrong, or like what is black and what is white. Their basic fear is of being corrupt or evil or defective, and
like I don't work well in this setting, or like I don't perform well.
No, that's more of mine.
Defective,
like associate defective with like being corrupt or evil.
Oh, okay.
Does that correlate more? So, and then basic desire. So that's what I was saying before, was that I said motivation, but that is interchangeable with desire within Enneagram. So basic desire to be good, to have integrity, to be balanced. Do you agree with that?
Sure, yeah. Oh, yeah. Balance as far as like... What?
How would you define balance? For you?
For me, like when I think of that word balance, I think of like all the things in life that can go too far or you don't have enough of. So, I don't know. What's a good example? Like confidence. There's a point where you can take confidence too far where it becomes arrogance.
Oh, this is the point where, yeah, you say, like, there's a dichotomy to everything.
Yes.
That's literally you saying, like, there needs to be balance.
Oh
AKA
my gosh.
you being a 1.
And I'm not saying that everything can be good and everything... Like, I'm not saying that everything, like, has the potential to be good.
Yeah.
Because there are some things that I think are objectively wrong.
Yeah. Like that statement doesn't apply to everything. That there's a dichotomy to
but
everything.
I think like 80% of stuff like has a dichotomy. Like alcohol. Like you can enjoy the drink the way it was designed to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
Or you can abuse it and then like watch your life fall apart. You know, like there's two sides.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think like it could go with the way you act, the things you participate in.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that balances. So learning how to do that. Anyways, yeah, balance. It's important.
Okay, so that means that, yeah, so you just touched on like basic desire / motivation and like explain why you think that balance is important. What about, this sounds so general. I don't like these like how like general they sound sometimes, but the description. So, okay, on the part for basic desire / motivation where it says that your desire is to be good.
Part 4? What is that?
Sorry, I don't know what I just said. Basic desire.
Oh.
Like the part that says to be good.
Maybe you didn't mean 4. You meant like 4.
Oh yeah. I don't remember what I said.
Okay. So sorry. Start over.
Okay. So the part for basic. There we go.
Yeah.
Part for basic.
I'm dumb.
No. Also, like I'm just an external processor, so like pretty much like it takes a second for me to like talk and then like understand what I'm really saying, which is bad in certain circumstances. But okay. So the part for like you desiring to be good. What does that mean to you? Or do you feel like we need to break that down more? Because that sounds so general.
You're saying like, why do I desire to be good?
Why, or what does that look like for you? Do you think it's important? Or what is good?
Oh gosh. That's such a deep question. So like I associate good with like truth. Kind of. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Truth.
Yeah, I feel like
but it's different. It's not the same thing because like a chair is a chair. Like it's not good or bad. It doesn't have a moral value.
Truth. Is that what you're
saying?
It's still a truth. But it can't be good or bad.
Right. So I think it's something beyond that, or it accompanies truth.
Yeah. Sometimes it overlaps. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Truth and good.
So like my moral values come from something that doesn't move and like sustains the universe. You know, God.
I don't understand.
God. And he has all these attributes about him. I think that drawing those things from reality that embodies God, so truth, goodness, not lying, caring for others, those things, I think it's important to like either recognize them in reality or to understand them so I can do those good things. Yeah, I just think it's important because it demonstrates reality very well.
Yeah.
Something like that. That probably makes no sense. I've never really thought about that, like why.
Yeah. You've talked about those things like bits and pieces. I just don't know that you've ever like taken those bits and pieces and made it like a big picture, if that makes sense.
So why?
Like you've talked about logic or morals and given examples like that, but
But you're asking why. What's the point?
Yeah. So tell me if this is wrong, but it kind of sounds like you're saying like first you need to figure out like what is reality, like what is true.
Yeah.
In order to be able to define like what even is good. Like if something's not actually existing in reality, then it's not. And then it's not real. Like it can't be true or good.
Oh yeah. I think things that are good have to be real.
Yeah.
And like if like things can't be real if they're not true, like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. That makes sense what you're saying. Yeah.
So I think and the reason why I think truth is good is because it does encompass reality. And like, guess what? We're stuck here. Like, we're going to be in reality for the rest of our lives until we die, you know, like, so the 80 years we have on earth, like, I think it's important to, you know, understand reality and draw good out from it, but
not just live in La La Land.
Yeah. No, that's lame.
But it's so freeing.
Is it? I'm such, and you say this all the time, and I think you're kidding, but you say like ignorance is bliss. I hate that.
Yeah, you do.
I would much rather know and then like stand up against it and then like posture myself towards that truth I don't want to hear in order to like live out reality opposed to being like pretend.
Yeah.
You know?
I think, it
doesn't exist.
I agree with that.
And I know you're kidding. Like,
I'm being serious for the small little things.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to think, what are things that I, like, say that for? Because I know I do say that all the time. Like, small joke, like, things that, like, aren't important.
Like if you figure something out about someone that you don't want to know.
Yeah.
You know?
That's going to, like, affect my view of them.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't want to know that.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I'd rather know that, so that way.
Because you're knowing like the true them.
Right.
Yeah. And for me, I just want to have this view of them. Wow, that makes me sound so shallow.
No, it doesn't.
In comparison. Yeah, because I've never thought about it that way.
Anyways.
So, recapping for Enneagram 1. Basic fear is of being corrupt. / evil or defective. Basic desire to be good, to have integrity, or to be balanced. So that I feel like is pretty simple. Yeah.
So far, yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna read this. I've sent this to you before, but so I pulled this from an Enneagram page, one of the many that I follow on Instagram, but it's called Enneagram.life. It's ran by a couple, their names are Elizabeth and Peter. I can't remember their last names, but I am gonna read this, and then you may not remember it, but if you do remember it, tell me.
Okay.
Or like restate your thoughts on that, because it's gonna be kind of a repeat.
Deal.
But this is like an actual quote from him, so it's gonna sound like it's me, but it's him. So he said, as a 1, I cope and make sense of the world by using organization, structure, and rules. Since all of my rules are based on my logic, I am left dumbfounded when someone does not follow the rules. For example, not signaling when changing lanes while driving.
Come on.
I always signal, therefore it does not compute when another driver does not follow that rule.
Preach.
This type of situation usually leaves me very frustrated and can lead to anger. Parenthesis, my deadly sin. My 9 wing tones down the intensity of being a 1 by giving me a little more understanding for others as I judge them by my rules. I can be a completely different person when I'm comfortable and having fun as I go to a 7 in health / security, which we will talk about later. Getting very excited and enthusiastic. On the reversal, I can go very low when I get overwhelmed as I go to 4 in unhealth / stress. My creative side helps me in these times, as playing my guitar and listening to music is very therapeutic. All right. Does that sound like you, Garrett?
Yes. 100%.
Okay.
100%.
So scenario. So what if you are in the left-hand turning lane and there is an arrow painted pointed towards the left because it's the left-hand turning lane?
Yeah.
Okay. So what if like you're in line and there's someone in front of you
Okay.
and they don't use their left blinker? Is
Okay.
that wrong?
That they didn't use their left blinker?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
Because that's the law. That's the law. Those are the rules.
Okay.
It doesn't matter that there's a left arrow. The rule is turn left. So just put your blinker on.
As you turn left. So I have a question.
What? Just put your blinker on.
Do you feel like you ever get so caught up in the rules that you forget the why of the rules? Like the reason behind the rules?
I feel... Dang, I'm about to sound so arrogant.
Go for
I
it.
promise this is true.
He is, everyone.
She don't know me. I think very hard about why I do the things I do.
Yeah. I don't think that sounds arrogant.
I really do. And like, obviously, if it was a rule that I didn't believe in,
Then you wouldn't follow it.
no, yeah. Because there's something morally beyond like rules.
Mhm.
Like, I don't follow rules blindly just because, like, hopefully they support
Okay.
a grander idea.
Okay, so, because here's where my brain went, and then I'm going to tell you how I'm receiving this,
Okay.
and tell me if this
Okay.
is wrong or right. So, I was thinking, like, I wonder if you ever get so caught up in I have to use my blinker just
Mhm.
because that's what I'm supposed to do. And you, like, forget, like, well, why is it important to use your blinker?
Mhm.
It's important because for safety reasons, for example, like people on the other side of the intersection need to know I'm turning left. Right. Like, obviously, I think you would agree with that it is important for that reason. But you're
Right.
saying even more so, like, I follow the law. Why? Because for moral reasons, like, I follow the law. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. So like I don't think it's right to like accidentally jam my car into someone else's car. You know, like that's not good, right? That's not useful for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then someone could get hurt or, die or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that's a huge extreme, but that's the intention of the rule is so, like, it's for safety.
Yeah.
So, I think, yeah, I try to think about those things quite often because I don't want to be like, I don't want my character to just be like pushed around in the wind. Like,
Yeah.
the wind take me wherever, and I'm just like, oh, like, I'll follow these rules, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, no, like, I want to know why we're doing the rule.
Yeah.
Now, do I know the reason behind every single rule? No, of course not.
Why not?
Because I'm stupid. No, of course not. Like, I don't know the why behind every single rule.
Yeah.
But, I try to make my best effort
To try to know.
Yeah.
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 So, moral of the story, if you don't use your blinker, you are corrupt and you're not good.
Shut up. No. So there's
That's
that
so
reason.
bad.
So there's like the moral reason, like the reason why they put the law in place was so, everyone could know that you're signaling to turn left and it's for driver safety and all those things. So there's that aspect. And then there's another aspect that I can't really explain. It's just the fact that literally this is so superficial. Like, it's the rule.
Is it
and
a secret? Is that why you can't explain?
No.
Okay.
It's not a secret. Literally, there's this part of me that's just like, it's the rule. So just follow it. Like, and it's frustrating when people don't. And it literally eats me up. And I don't know why. But it's so real. Like,
I love that you just
it's so real.
admitted that.
Oh my gosh. But it's both. It's not one or the other solely.
Don't lie.
For real.
We know you just follow the rules just because.
No. For real, it's both. But like, I think the first one sounds very like, oh, like I would expect that, for someone to say that, like, oh, moral code and like,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, don't hurt people. But like that second thing is so real. Like, it's so frustrating. It just makes me want to.
I do that with social rules.
What do you mean?
Not so much like social niceties. Like,
Hey, how you doing?
yes, like for me, that's totally okay. And I think you and I have had this conversation before where like, or maybe it wasn't, you tell me if it wasn't, where you're like, like at church, like shaking hands or whatever,
Mhm.
like, and being like, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
But you're like, I know that they really don't actually deep down care how I'm
you're
doing.
saying social niceties upset you. Or don't
No,
upset you, but...
I think they are a necessary part of life.
Yeah. Gotcha.
That sounds really shallow. But like, and for, yeah, I think, or how like if someone dyes their hair blue and you're like, they're like, do you like it? And you're like,
Yeah, but you may not.
it looks good. And like, you're thinking like, I don't really like it, but like, it looks good for them. Like, it looks good on them. They like it. Like, I think that's a necessary part of life that like, yeah. So.
Yeah. And in my brain, like, the way I think about it is like, yeah, but you're lying.
But
like, I know, like, I do social niceties too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not super, like,
Yeah.
I'm actually not that at all.
Greg does social niceties.
I do.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to tell the story about the
undertow?
Yep.
So I got an undertow from a coffee shop one time. I'm not going to say which one, but
I'm glad you said that because I probably would have.
Yeah.
On accident.
Yeah. So I got an undertow, which is basically, it's a double shot of espresso. No, I'm sorry. It's sweet cream on bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like cream and they put vanilla in it. And then it's a double shot on top. And it comes in a little shot glass.
A double shot of what?
Espresso.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah, coffee. Anyways.
8 a.m. people.
Yeah. So it comes in a shot glass and you down it in one. It's so good. Like, if you've never had this drink, go get it or go make it. It's so good. It's one of my favorites. Black coffee is the best. Mm-hmm. But anyways, so I got this drink from a coffee shop and I was so excited. I get it. So normally I get this drink at this one coffee shop and I always get it there. But then I went to this other coffee shop and I was like, you know what? I'm going to see how their undertow is.
Do you like it at the first coffee shop?
Oh my gosh, yes. They kill it every time. Mm-hmm. And it's so cheap. It's like $1.50. It's so cheap. But at this other coffee shop, it's like $5, or it was like $3 or $4 or $5.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It was a good bit more.
It was substantially more than the first place. But
so what were you thinking when you paid more?
I was like, dang.
Like before you tried it.
I was like, dang, this better be good.
Yeah.
Anyways, they made it for me, and I drank it. And
in front of
the barista who made it. So I already felt awkward. Or not awkward, but anyways, I drank it in front of him. And then I hated it. It wasn't good at all.
And he asked you, he was like, how was
it, man? And I was like, dude, that was so good.
Oh.
And it wasn't at all. It was not good. But I used a social nicety. But in my, like, honestly, this is me being completely honest. If I really think about it, to me, I feel like I'm lying. And technically I am. And that really bothers me if I really think about it.
Yeah.
But I do agree that social niceties have their place. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have them to have deeper conversation. You can't just go up to a stranger and just be like, so what's your biggest fear in life? You know, like.
Yeah.
You have to build
like small
up to
talk
it.
to get to that point
But
first.
I just feel like some social niceties, like, you kind of have to force a little white lie. You know, like.
He whispers. He knows it's wrong. God.
I hate it. What do you think about that? I hate it.
You hate which part? That, like, you do it or that it's a necessary thing
I feel
that
like
happens?
there's two forms of social niceties. There's the, hey, how you doing? And then there's the, yeah, it was good. I'm kind of lying.
Yeah. The latter, the one about, like,
the call.
yeah, it was good. So that one, like, I was like, great. Like I said, I said something to you about it. Like, I pointed it out because that one, I was like, that one's kind of bad.
We left and you were like, oh, you really liked it? I was like, no, that was so gross. And you were like, what?
But you said
you liked it.
Yeah, like in front of him. And then we actually were like sitting and thinking about like, well, what way could you have said it without lying? Mm-hmm. And we couldn't come up with a way.
Man, this was just not good. Oh my gosh.
And that guy,
that makes me cringe.
He's been there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's not really.
It'd be an insult almost. It would literally be.
Better luck next time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a way we could come up with it. So obviously, like, in both of our minds, we were like, yeah, there was some form of that was not
I feel like there's some social niceties that you can have that aren't based around a lie.
Yes. But and those ones I can justify.
So like what? What's an example you can think of?
Of like justifying it?
No. What's an example of a social nicety that isn't a lie? Like that example. That's like, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm like, really, I don't care. So I'm kind of lying.
Yeah.
Right? Or no?
Okay, question.
Yeah.
So, and maybe this is not a scenario you would prefer, but I'm using it anyways.
Okay.
Cut it out if you want.
Okay.
So, okay.
Nothing gets cut.
Completely uncut.
Unedited. Go.
So, you are singing a worship song.
Sure.
And
coming back to the heart of worship.
There are words in this worship song.
Sure.
And let's say like it's like a worship song that you are proclaiming something like to be true. Like you are saying, like it's not a question to God, but it's saying like I am doing this, like I'll praise
it's
you
like,
in
God,
the storm, or
okay.
Like let's say like I'll praise you in the storm, but let's say tomorrow, or like you're going through a storm and like you know that there are points that you have not been praising the Lord, and you have not been praising him through the storm.
So is that lying in my worship?
Yeah. I've thought about this.
I think that a lie. Dang, that's a good question. So your question is, since I sang, the example is I'll praise you in the storm.
Yeah. Which is just literally a random line I just threw out.
Which basically means like I'll praise you like when times like suck.
Yeah, when it's hard.
And then you're saying tomorrow at a certain time it sucked. Like something.
And you didn't praise him.
And I didn't like proclaim his name, and I was just like,
yeah,
poopy pants.
Yeah.
Was that a lie when I sang the song? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't think so. Because I would have to know previously that I would have not praised him in the storm. You know, I would have had to have a plan.
What if it's the same day?
I don't think so. I think it still applies because I don't know the future. I know that I'll fall short.
Okay. Yes. What if...
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. No, I know exactly what you're saying. So what if like... And maybe this is where we separate from guy to girl experiencing emotions, but
okay.
There are times where it's like I'm feeling something like, and it is not in accordance to, okay, it's not wrong to feel something. It's not wrong to feel angry. It's wrong to like act upon that in a sinful way. Like,
okay.
So what if like, I am frustrated with God and I'm singing, like I feel that deep down inside, but like while I'm singing that song, I'm saying I will praise you through the storm, but at the same, because like I've experienced that where it's like I'm frustrated with God, but I'm singing this song.
Here's what I do know. I do know it's healthy in your relationship with the Lord to proclaim things even if you don't believe them to be true at the moment. But
why?
Because you know in essence that it's true.
Yes.
So it's obviously important to proclaim truth. That's the whole point of proclaiming truth, and not like a feeling.
Yeah.
So like some of these songs that talk about like my feelings and my emotions, not that feelings and emotions are wrong, but I'm just saying like I feel like there's songs that are super wishy-washy and like don't really like explain reality or truth, or like, you know, things that stand firm like to the test of time. I don't know. That's why I think it's important to proclaim truth, because it doesn't matter if you believe it or not, because if you don't believe it, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But if you're proclaiming truth, even if you don't believe it to be true, it still is true.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but you're asking, is that a lie? I don't think it's a lie. Maybe we need to define lie. Maybe we don't.
So here's where I think it's separating. Like, this is something I've been recently learning about this past year. Like, emotion and logic. So at that point, it's like your emotion is experiencing something different than what your logic or like what logic actually is. So like,
which is the nature of God.
That's why God is praiseworthy, but like I don't feel like praising him.
Right.
So is it wrong to feel like I don't want to praise God?
You're asking me?
If you want to answer it.
I don't think it's wrong. I think it's normal.
Yeah.
I think it's, again, what you do with it.
Like, yeah. Like how do you act upon that? Yeah. I agree with that.
You make the choice.
Yes.
To praise him.
Yeah.
You make the choice to straighten your path to what you know to be true. Mm-hmm. However you find that.
Yes. Regardless of what you feel.
What you know to be true.
Yeah.
And then you make every effort to go that way.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Got really deep there. What?
Yeah, we just got so off topic. Oh my gosh.
Yes, but it still relates back to the point of like, why, like, I'm doing something because I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do, even though I don't feel it.
Yeah.
Like, it's still on the same.
So we didn't get off topic?
Yeah.
We're killing it.
We didn't.
No.
So, okay, something else that I thought of. I listened to a podcast over this today. It was over comparison.
Mm-hmm. Which is bad.
No,
it can be bad. It can be bad.
No, they were talking about it in a context of like, you shouldn't compare yourself to
comparing
others.
your worth.
Yeah.
Not good.
So they were saying like in the podcast, like your best friend goes to Hawaii. Mm-hmm. And they're having a great time. Mm-hmm. And you're like, but I want to go to Hawaii, like mm-hmm. on the inside. But you tell them with your words, hey, like, I'm super excited that, like, you get to go on mm-hmm. this trip to Hawaii. Like, mm-hmm. I hope you have a great time.
But you're not excited.
Yeah. On the inside, you're like, I'm a little jealous. Mm-hmm. Why am I not getting to go to Hawaii? Mm-hmm. What you think about that?
What do you mean?
Like, because that's kind of a social nicety that you're saying. Like,
oh, it's totally a social nicety.
Congrats.
Yeah.
You worked hard for it.
What do I think about that?
Is it wrong to say that? Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know. I don't know because I do social niceties all the time, but I think it's really important to like speak truth. To
practice speaking truth. I think that's the point. But I don't think
it's wrong to say that though.
No, I think it's important to practice. Like, it's the same thing with like, I just keep tying this back in, but like, it's the same thing with like reading the Bible. Like, do I wake up every single day and I'm like, yes, I want to read this Bible every single day? No, but you practice the discipline of it.
You don't?
I don't.
I do.
Oh, you do wake up and you're just like, that's the first thing he does. He doesn't even use the bathroom.
No. Yeah. So again, that's another question you could ask. Is it wrong to read your Bible when you don't feel like it? Obviously not. Like, it's important to do the thing.
Brett's going to do a podcast over that.
Over what?
Reading your Bible when you don't want to. I just decided that for you.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Yeah.
Spiritual discipline.
So, no, it's not wrong to do that because you're putting yourself in a situation that you believe and know logically to be truthful and good and mm-hmm. all these things, regardless of what you feel. But you can align your emotions with logic. That's another thing you can do.
Yes. It takes a lot of practice for more people than others.
That's when emotions are good.
Is when they back up logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost said hell yeah.
That's funny.
Anyways.
Like, yeah, I think emotions are... This is about to sound so, like, high and mighty. I think emotions are good all around because, like, for me...
Mm-hmm. I don't know much about emotions. That was literally just a... I don't, for real.
What do you mean you don't know a lot of emotions?
Like, just... I know what they are, but I don't know where their place is in life.
In your brain?
Yeah, I just don't know, like...
Yeah.
Do you trust them? Do you not? I know you can trust them, and I know you shouldn't always trust them.
Yeah. Am I allowed to share examples of myself?
I guess. Yeah. What you got?
So, like, for me, like, so I've been journaling. You know this. Mm-hmm. But, like, I journal probably like anywhere from 2 to like 4 times a week.
Okay.
I journal. And so most of the time that I journal, it's like I am feeling something, and either A, I don't really know what it is, but I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And does that sound like a foreign concept?
No.
And then where it's like I know what I'm feeling, and I know it's not lining up with logic, so I'm like, I need to like work on this and like pray about it. So I like literally pull out my journal. I'm like, this is what I'm feeling, and like, but here's,
you like put it on paper so you can see it.
Yes.
Because in your brain it's like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like in my brain, like it's like a big jumbled mess, and it's like a cloud where it's like I know it feels kind of dark, but I don't really know like what that emotion is or what to call it. And you're not able to
like, for me, like I want to categorize everything. So for me, if I'm feeling a bunch of different things, I want to be like, this, I'm feeling this because of this, I'm feeling this because of this.
Yes, that's exactly what I do with the journal. Like, I will say, I'm feeling this, and then I will say to myself, why am I feeling this? It's because of blank. Okay, now...
But you have to write it out in order to do that?
Yes, I have to do that. I can't do it... I can do it on my own, and like, just thinking about it, it just takes a lot more effort. Anyways, so I am like... I write down what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling that, which takes a lot of processing. It's taken a lot of practice to get to that point to be able to do it quicker. And then I say, okay, well, how should I act? Should I act based upon this emotion, or should I not? And so a lot of the time the answer is no. If I've gone to the journal,
big no.
Yeah, if I've gone to the journal at that point, it's like it was a big enough thing for me to feel that I needed to like write about it. And yeah, usually when my emotions are lining up with logic, it's a great day, and I don't really need to journal anything.
Can you give us an example of what that would look like? Or can you think of anything off the top of your head?
You mean like
where your emotions could align with logic or truth, or what? Where they could? Yeah. In a positive way. Ooh. Like feeling sad about the loss of a loved one.
Yes. Like I should feel that.
Yeah, it's normal.
Yes. I mean, yeah, at that point, I wouldn't be like, oh, I need to. Actually, I probably would journal about that, just because that's sad. Sad's not a good emotion for me to experience.
Bad example. What about like,
Okay, I have an example.
Okay, go.
So, like, those ones are just so easy. Like, say, like when we all went to the concert and it was a great time. And
we went to Wilder Woods.
Yeah, sorry.
Me, Sierra, and a bunch of friends saw Wilder Woods, and it was...
We're so popular.
Amazing. It was the best concert I've ever been to. I've only been to 2. It was so good. It was so good. Yeah.
So, like, that one, it's like, I had a great time. Like,
and by the way, real quick, I'm sorry. I touched his velvet jacket. Or velvet... whatever. His
Garrett
suit.
Turned into a fanboy.
I did. And like, I don't even care.
Fanboy. Not even a man at that point.
He came down to the audience and sang Supply and Demand. And I had my arm
around him.
And the other trying to get a selfie, and it looked so awkward because he wasn't like doing the thing, you know? Like he wasn't reciprocating.
Like he's singing, he's performing, Greg.
I know. I did, but it didn't
so
compute.
Sad. And then Greg cried afterwards.
That did not happen. Maybe little. Yeah, so I just awkwardly had my hand on his back. It was so weird.
Was it awkward in the moment though?
But I touched him. Yeah, but it was velvet. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, but it was velvet. What color velvet was it?
Red. The color that velvet is. Oh, I'm thinking of red velvet cake. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Okay, go ahead. So, yeah, like that time, like that's just such an easy example. Like the concert was fun. I was with my friends. Yeah. I was with you. And you can embrace your emotion. Yeah, like they're not at conflict, so it's like I'm just going with the flow. Like, yeah, not much explanation needed there. I don't feel like. Yeah, that's a positive way of using your emotions. Yes. And then negative would be like what? If you just had to give an example. I'm just laughing because what we're talking about
logic and emotions on this Enneagram episode.
Oh, yeah. Well, give me an example of when they would be bad, and then we'll get back to...
Of when they would be bad. Okay.
Yeah. When would be a bad example that you can relate to? Or not relate to?
I have a lot of those examples, but...
They're a little too personal.
A lot of them are really personal, but I don't care if you don't care.
I don't care.
Okay. Like, and we've kind of talked about this before, but like, and I'm not trying to make this a couples podcast. Sorry. But...
Okay.
Sorry, that was really loud. So, like sometimes, like, if I want to be really selfish and be like, no, like, I want to hang out with Garrett. Like, I don't want to, like, let him, like, go have fun and, like, do the things. Like, whatever it is you're doing that day. Like, of course, like, it would be easier for me to be really selfish and be like, emotionally tell you, no, like, come hang out with me.
Right.
Don't do that thing or whatever,
right.
Which sounds really awful. But, like...
I think that's normal.
Yeah, I think it's normal. It just sounds awful, like, to think about, like, me just being like, hey, I know you just worked 12 hours, but don't sleep.
Right. Come hang out with me.
Yeah.
But you know that those aren't aligned.
Yeah. Logically, I know that I need to let you, like, either whatever it is you're doing, like, sleep or, like, have time to yourself.
Or with friends or, like, whatever
you're doing, yeah.
So you logically know it, but emotionally you feel the need to, like, want to hang out.
Yeah.
And, like, you feel sad.
Yeah.
Or maybe...
Makes me sound so needy.
No, like, that's normal. I think that's normal. But then you have to... So you're saying in that instance, you'll, like, journal, like, I'm feeling this because this. And then you're like, oh, wait, no, that doesn't match up.
Yeah.
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 That makes sense.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I've caught myself, like, recently, like, if I'm feeling something, I'm like, I need a journal. Like, it's almost like my instant... I remember one day, this was recently, I was like, I need a journal. And, like, I don't even remember what it was specifically, but I was like, wow, this is becoming, like, my first thought now.
I tried journaling before.
How did that go?
Did nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I got a cool little journal, you know.
Got all the things for it.
It had lines on it.
The journal had lines on it? Like notebook paper?
Yeah. Well, no. It was cooler than that. You know, the page was, like, not white. It was a little yellow. You know, a little rustic looking. Got a cool pen.
Man, that was really...
I got a .38 pen. You know, real thin. And it just did nothing.
Not a G2?
I did it for, like... No, G2... Hey. I want everyone to know. G2s are garbage. The gel is so thick.
You're garbage.
The gel is so thick that if you, like, smear over it, or if you, like, close the book or whatever and then open it, it's going to smear everywhere. That's bad. You don't want that.
So you're hating on the gel?
I'm hating... Yeah.
But you use gel pens.
Yeah, but they're not...
All right, where's the logic in that?
No.
I don't see it.
G2 pens are so jelly. They have so much... jelly.
You're so jelly.
They have so much ink that it just smears, and that's no good. Anyways, journaling didn't work out too well for me.
It was
works
the
for
gel.
you. It works for you. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was just laughing because you made it kind of sound like it didn't work for you because of the gel.
No, I had a good pen in this scenario. I'm just saying G2s are garbage. Anyways, we got so off topic.
That's really funny. Hey, I would listen to this podcast.
I wouldn't.
I'm my own hype man. I really do say that, and I really mean it. Sometimes I hype myself up.
I'm like, you can be better.
To yourself?
Yes.
To me. He says that to me.
No, not to you. No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm like, Garrett, you can be better. What you're doing could be better.
Oh, for sure. But then, yes, I think I am my biggest critic, like, for myself. But then there are some things, if I decide it's good, I'm like, all right, it's good. Like, and I'm just with it.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
Oh. Who sounds like the arrogant one now?
Nah.
Okay. So, we've gone over what is an Enneagram 1.
Yep.
Pretty thoroughly.
Pretty thoroughly. 30 minutes later.
Yeah. Wait, has it really been 30 minutes?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. So I'm going to read healthy and unhealthy ones.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
Or if you have comments in between. That works.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm actually going to start with an unhealthy one just because I feel like that's easier.
Okay.
This is also from Enneagram.life on the Instagram.
The Instagrams.
The Instagram. Unhealthy ones are highly critical of others, obsessive over anything they think they can control, and are often workaholics. At their most unhealthy, ones become mean to rid their life of rule breakers. Their inner critic torments them, and depression starts to sink in. Alone and miserable, these ones can become plagued with OCD, depressive disorders, and suicidal thoughts.
Wow.
So that's an unhealthy one.
Dang.
Then we're going to read average and in health. So just
There's an average?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
If you go on Enneagram Institute, they have like...
This is a website?
Yes, Enneagram Institute is a website. I believe they also do like programs for becoming an Enneagram coach and such, but...
Bougie.
Yeah, it's pretty bougie. The Enneagram Institute, I mean, come on. So to be clear, there are different levels of health for each one.
Right. So there's unhealthy, average,
Yes.
and healthy.
Okay. So, an average one, they go through life with a frustrated undertone. Nobody listens to them. Everyone around them is breaking the rules without consequence, and their pursuit of perfection is exhausting. This leads average ones to be snippy and personal, and if confronted about their mood, very defensive. After all, they're only trying to do the right thing. If they stepped on your toes, you should have just gotten out of the way.
Dang.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Yikes. Sometimes
That sounds worse than unhealthy. No, it doesn't. I just feel like I know.
Yeah.
I just feel like that sounds like someone I know, you know?
It's me.
Not specifically. I'm just saying I feel like I know people like that in my life.
He has a name in mind, people.
No, I don't.
Listen and figure out who it is.
It's me. No. Dang, get out of his way. He's on a mission.
Yeah.
You know?
Honestly, that sounds like me at work sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's really embarrassing. On a bad day, to be clear.
Okay.
In health, a one's right and wrong thinking is matured and much more kindly presented to others. They no longer push people around, stress out, or fixate on their ideals, but can accept that their way may not be the right way to do everything. This is mostly due to them realizing their inner critic is a bully and becoming kinder to themselves and their own thought life. Healthy ones make amazing leaders because they can be trusted to do what is right. Which one are you, Garrett?
Oh, gosh. Don't ask me that. Don't ask me that. I don't know. I think I'm definitely not unhealthy.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm definitely not unhealthy. No, I just like...
I think it's pretty safe for you to say that you're not plagued with OCD or depressive disorder.
Right. No, for sure. Like, I'm not. And I would definitely say, like, if I had to legit gauge where I was as objectively as I could, I would say I'm not average. Like, I'm not average. I'm saying, like, I'm not, like, there's unhealthy, average, healthy. I'm not average. Like, average said what? People better get out of my way. Yeah. And, like, seeking, like, they're very direct and, like, don't really regard people's emotions and not kind. I'm not that for sure. I would say, but I don't think I'm, like, 100% healthy. I think I'm, like, striving to be healthy. Yeah. But definitely not, like, get out of my way. Like, I'm on a mission. Yeah. I'm here to get you. Yeah. I have a lot more to say to that, but I feel like it'll be more useful once we get into wings. But yeah, I would say that, and I don't think I'm being biased, but I think you're a healthy one. Because I know some unhealthy ones. And they are pretty, like, they are
not very understanding of those that don't follow the rules. And
Yeah.
I've seen that attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not very fun to be around.
Yeah.
But you're not like that. Like, you're pretty good about being, like, kind to others even when they don't follow the rules. Even though, on the inside,
Oh, it burns me up.
yeah.
100%.
But on the outside, you don't really
Like the
show
blinker
that.
example. Turn your
Yeah.
blinker on.
But, okay,
Just
how do you...
turn it on. Legit, in my head,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah. How do you deal with that? Like, over time, like, isn't that going to build up and you're going to, like, just, like, explode one day?
I think I just realize that people are different.
Yeah.
That's literally just
Make
like
peace with it.
Yeah, just like it's my safe go-to. Just like people are different. Not everyone's like me.
Maybe they're having a bad day.
I'm very aware that like the way I think is not how everyone else thinks, and I think
Which is literally what it said in
a healthy one.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
literally
really?
Yeah. It says, but can accept that their way may not be the right way to do everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely do understand that my way of thinking. Not that it's not the best or anything. I just know that not everyone thinks the way I think. And I don't think the way everyone else thinks. And that there's strengths that can be pulled from everybody's thinking.
Yeah.
And there's weaknesses in everybody's thinking. So I'm very aware of that. So then I can gather that information and go, okay. So that means that someone out there doesn't think about putting on their blinker in the left turn only lane. So initially, I would say my immediate reaction is like, gosh dang it, that's so annoying. Like,
Yeah. Initial
turn your
reaction.
blinker on. But then I'm like, okay, stop. Like,
Think about it.
step outside of yourself and look at the situation. And then I'm just like, phew, okay,
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't squander it, like, or I don't
Yeah.
like
Suppress
suppress it
it.
until it's like,
Yeah.
and then I'm super angry at everyone. And
Do you think that the world would be a better place if it were filled with ones who followed the rules?
no. If everyone was a one, no,
Yeah.
no.
Why?
Oh my gosh, this life would be like chess or like literally like
Now you do your part,
yes,
and then
and
it'll
I'll wait
affect
on
me.
you.
Yeah.
And then no, there has to be a variety. Oh my gosh, this world would be so boring if everyone was a one. It would be. Everyone would only be having like, they would only want to talk or like drink coffee or just like no one would want to like go skydiving or like break the world record on skateboard tricks or like
Yeah.
all these different things that like ones typically don't do.
Yeah.
Ones are more like methodical and like talk and.
Do you think you can be like that though? Like you could be the type that would want to break a world record.
Me
or
personally?
Yeah. Do you think you're capable of such things? Not those specific examples, but
Of like those adventurous like.
yeah.
I could.
Do you think you currently are like that
I just
in
don't,
any
I just don't want to.
portion? You don't want to?
Yeah, like skydiving. I've no bone in my body wants to do that.
Okay.
Like zero. I have
Yeah.
no desire to do that. Will that change later? I don't know. Maybe. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I definitely would rather just like sit and talk and hang out.
Yeah.
Do different things than that.
I think you can be adventurous sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, I'm going to move on to wings.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for this part. Okay. So, to explain wings,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to try to explain wings? What do you know?
Here's what I know about wings. They're like this. No. So in regards
Birds
to
have them.
in regards to Enneagram, like a wing is, so like each number has two wings, right? And it's on either side of their number.
There you go. Key part.
Key part. It's on either side.
Mm-hmm.
And you typically favor one over the other, right?
What do you mean by favor?
Like, I just burped. Like, you show more traits of one than the other.
There you go.
Is that right?
Yeah. In Enneagram language, they would say you use this wing
Yeah.
like it's a tool.
And since I'm a 1,
Yeah.
so obviously one of my wings would be a 2 because
Yeah.
that's right next to 1.
Don't tell us which one you are yet.
Okay. So there's one wing 2,
Mm-hmm.
but since 1 is at the beginning, you would go back to 9 because it's the Enneagram types are 1 through 9. So it'd be
because the Enneagram it works in a circle. Like there's a physical shape that is a circle, and there are numbers around it. I just feel like we needed to define that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You've seen the picture of Enneagram, where it's like there's a circle and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh.
And the numbers.
I probably have seen it. I just thought someone was being artsy. I didn't know that was like a legit thing.
That's so funny. It works in such a way, and they have all these lines in between. And those lines are pointing towards numbers for a reason. Yeah.
So 1 wing 2, and then since I'm at the beginning, you would go to 9. So it's 1 wing 9, 1 wing 2, and then you would favor 9 more than 2, or you would favor 2 more than 9.
Yeah. And that would be your wing.
Right. But you use both, right?
Yes.
All right, you go. That's all I know about it.
That was a pretty dang good explanation.
Okay. That's all I got. So, I mean.
See, Gret's just being humble when he says that. He doesn't really know that much about the Enneagram. Okay. So, each Enneagram number that uses wings has a nickname for it. So, in the same way that a 1 is called the reformer or the perfectionist, a 1 with a 9 wing is called the idealist. So I'm going to read both of these, and then I want you to tell me which one you are, or think you are, if you happen to change your mind.
Okay.
A 9 wing brings some chill to a 1's do everything right now nature. A 1 wing 9 will be a little more socially aware than your average 1, but less eager to please than a 9. A 1 wing 9 will tell you what they think, coming across very confidently, but may in fact be nervous about the aftermath of their forthrightness. Responsible, loyal, and eager to please, a 1 wing 9 will definitely leave a mark on their circle of influence. Okay, so that one is called the idealist.
The idealist.
And sometimes different websites or books or resources for the Enneagram will nickname them something a little different.
Okay.
Just like one website may say like, oh, an Enneagram 1, the reformer, but then you go on the next website and it says the perfectionist, and you're like, what? Like, yeah, some of them have interchangeable names, but essentially they stand for the same thing.
Okay.
Enneagram 1 with a 2 wing, quote, the advocate. A 1 with a 2 wing is born to help and to do it right. They're friendly, kind, and altogether just a good person, so it might be hard to think that these 1 wing 2s have a bit of a manipulative streak, but it's true. While 1s have rules, they uphold it in general, a 1 wing 2 will have many social relationship rules. If you happen to break one of these rules, a 1 wing 2 is very unlikely to give you a second chance.
Oh, shoot.
A 1 wing 9 can almost react like an 8 when they see a loved one being treated unjustly. And you don't want to be on an anger triad sweetheart's bad side. That's funny.
Oh, what?
They're just giving it a nickname for for the type.
Okay.
So,
so that was called the what? The advocate.
Yes.
Okay.
So
which one am I?
Yeah. Which one do you think?
9, 100%. 1 wing 9. The idealist. I definitely I relate to a 1 super hard, but I'm not at all the person that's like, or consciously at least, I'm not like, like this is what's right, and like I don't care about your emotions and da 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 da. Like I get nervous when I think about telling, like if I'm about to tell someone something that I know might hurt their feelings, but it's in the pursuit of truth or whatever, that makes me so nervous, and I have to like hype myself up
to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I definitely think I'm not as rigid as a 1 is portrayed to be.
Yes.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the main thing.
Yeah.
But I definitely still carry the traits of 1.
Yes.
Like those aren't sacrificed.
Yeah.
Just the intensity of it, I think, is brought back by the 9.
Yeah. 1 wing 9 is very interesting, I think, because it seems kind of like
contradictory.
Yeah, it's like, how can a person be a 1 but a 9? Yeah. I think that's really interesting.
But yeah, I would definitely say 1 wing 9.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 1 wing 2 kind of intimidates me, like
they're manipulative? Or they can be, I guess.
I think just because I think their rules are more focused socially, and so they or like you broke the rule, like,
Oh.
and I've been helping you this whole time, like
Yeah.
I've been like doing all the things for you, and you just broke this rule.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Bye.
cross the line.
Dang.
It makes sense. Like if you're a 1 wing 2 and you're thinking like it should work this way, and I've done all these things to like help you.
You're done.
Yeah, because a 2 is called the helper.
Mm.
So you're putting a perfectionist and the helper together.
Right. So they might have issue with forgiveness.
Yeah, which you use that wing as well. A
Right.
2. So in what ways?
Interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about that?
Actually, I may, yeah, that might be true for me a little bit. Maybe not to that extreme, but if someone messes up, like if I give them a position of authority, or like I have a position of authority to give, but I'm saying like if I was over
in your life,
if I was over a project, or if there's something really important in my life and they screwed it up, intentionally or not, in my brain, like in my mind, I'm like, you messed up. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Do you think it'd be hard to forgive them?
It'd be hard. I would forgive them. It would be hard though for me.
Yeah.
Dang, I see that now.
Yeah, I was about to say, honestly, I could see that in you as well.
Yeah.
I think it would take a lot for you to get to that point of like, all right, here's the line. Like you crossed it.
Yeah.
I think that line, there's the boundary is pretty far in between.
I definitely think I could forgive that person. It would just take a lot in me to get there.
Yeah.
But that feeling exists for sure. Like, you messed up. Sorry. Yeah. Dang. Okay. I definitely think I don't go out of my way. This is going to sound horrible. I don't intentionally go out of my way 24/7 to help people. I don't think. I would, like, in reference to, I'm not just solely a 1 wing 2.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I would think I'm definitely more like, get myself in order and then help someone. You know? Yeah. I'm not just like, not that 2s do this, but I'm definitely not like, drop what I'm doing and go help this person.
Oh, 2s do that.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't do that at all. I'm very much like, Jordan Peterson talks about this all the time, but like clean your room and like getting your house in order before you like go out and do something with the world or like impact the world or whatever. It's very important to like check yourself.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Legit. That's real. Because like, what if you go out there and you're helping people, but you're offering like bad help?
Ooh, that's a good point.
You know, like you need to be rooted in something good. You need to be standing up firm, you know? Yeah. Before you go and influence someone else's life. Yeah. It's almost selfish.
Ooh. You'll hear that too?
No. I'm just,
are selfish if you are
shut up. That's not what I said. Cool.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But I definitely do that. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Okay. I have subtypes if you're down to go over that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you know about subtypes?
0.
None. Okay. I think once I start talking about it, it's going to ring a bell.
Okay.
Okay. So subtypes is literally just that. Like within each type, you're going to be one of 3.
1, 2, like
1, 2, or 3. So they all have names.
You said within each type, you're referring to like I'm a 1
through 9. Yeah.
You're a 2, or you're not a 2, but
yeah.
Anyways, okay. You're saying there's different types of 1s.
Yes.
But that's different than 1 wing 9 and 1 wing 2.
Yes, so what we're talking about right now is called subtypes. We just went over wings. So yes, it is different. Okay. But we're going to talk about how like a 1 wing 9 and a 1 wing 2 can look under each subtype.
Gotcha.
I feel like I'm just like throwing words out there that are just really confusing, but no. Subtypes, wings, and all the things.
We're explaining them. That's what we're doing.
So, okay, so I'm going to go over all the different subtypes. So there's 3 of them. So first, they are called 3 different things. There is social, and that is for every type. There is a subtype called social, and then there's one called 1-to-1, also known as sexual. Slash
what?
Yeah. Slash.
Oh my gosh.
Slash intimate. It doesn't mean like. Yeah. it doesn't, like, it really doesn't mean it, like, in a physical sense. Like, it literally is just, like, I'll get into it out more, but it's really hard to explain without doing that. Or the last one is called self-preservation.
Okay.
And so social doesn't have another name. Self-preservation doesn't have another name. The only one that has interchangeable names are sexual / intimate / one-to-one.
Are all three of these subtypes the same subtypes for every type?
Yes.
So like these 3 subtypes are the same type, like they're the same for 1s as it would be for 2s as it would be for 3s.
Yes, they just look different.
Right.
Yeah, but they all 3 fall under each number. And so just like we went over wings and how they have their own names, the subtypes have their own names as well, their own nicknames. Well, like different resources will give them nicknames and things like that. So I'm going to read these 3 and then tell me which one you think you are.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is, quote, the zealous one. This one is the one-to-one. It says, ones with a dominant one-to-one instinct are the reason we hear of ones being, quote, the reformers. And they're also the reason some ones can look like 8s, feeling secure in their 1 or 2 intimate relationships. This one looks outward at boldly improving the world around them. This one is much more likely to express anger outwardly than the other 2 subtypes, making them the counter type. So now I'm going to read what a 1-wing 9 and what a 1-wing 2 would look like under this subtype.
Okay.
So we're on the one-to-one. So 1-wing 9, a 9-wing will temper this one's fire, making them look a lot like a 9-wing 8. This subtype / wing combo may have a lot of inner conflict as they try to be good, keep the peace, and reform the world. 1-wing 2, a 2-wing will make this one even more focused on the well-being of their couple close relationships, and they can look even more like an 8 that goes to a 2 in growth. A 2-wing will only add to the subtype's boldness and oftentimes more extroverted energy. So that was the zealous one. And the next one is,
so they're pretty, just summary, just like ballpark, they're very what?
Go
get 'em.
Yeah, they're just a lot more bold.
Like 2 relationships.
Yeah.
They're not very like.
They're more focused on externally in the world. How can I make things
mission.
better and different?
The mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the next one's called the teacher one.
The what?
The teacher one. Like it's called the teacher.
What subtype is that?
It is the social one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's called the teacher, like as its nickname. Ones with a dominant social instinct take their perfectionist angst and use it to teach others by both being an example and physically teaching others how to do something, quote, the right way. These ones focus more on their place within social circles and are generally much more friendly and laid back than the other 2 subtypes. 1-wing 9, a 9-wing will make the subtype more cautious about how they approach teaching others. Knowing it may come off as critical, this draw to teach, but overthinking how it will be taken can cause a lot of anxiety in this subtype. Usually, as they watch people do something, they wish they were bold enough to teach them to do better. This anxiety can make them mistype as a 6 or a 9. 1-wing 2. A 2-wing will give this subtype even more charm and sweetness as they lead others into doing things the way they think they should be done. Not only general imperfections, but also relationship strife that could have been handled better will stick out to this subtype / wing combo. It is uncommon for a 1-wing 2 to mistype as a 2-wing 1. So if you're confused, reflect on the arrows, which we're going to talk about in a second. So that was the social one, also known as the teacher one.
Okay.
And then the last one, the perfectionist one, which is the self-preservation one. Ones who have a dominant self-preservation instinct are true perfectionists. Their inner critic is hard at work on their appearance, finances, eating habits, etc. These ones are not critical of others as they are of themselves. The Enneagram worldwide calls this subtype either highly anxious or highly self-controlled. That's funny. One wing 9. A 9 wing may give this subtype a little less energy, but if anything, it only makes them more focused on the things they have rules about and procrastinate about everything else, making them look very focused, driven, and responsible. One wing 2. A 2 wing can make this subtype feel conflicted between serving others and protecting themselves. This may be the very tension their inner critic chooses to pick on them about, and may lead them to believe they're a 2 because their thoughts are very relational. So yeah, that was the last one.
Interesting.
That's kind of a lot of information.
Yeah. I'm already forgetting what you said. No, I'm just kidding. I definitely think I'm the second one.
Yeah.
What is it? The social? The teacher?
Yeah.
Wait, so
that's both.
Which one's the sexual one?
That was the first one we went over.
What?
The zealous one. So
okay.
It said like they focus on fewer relationships, so it's more intimate. They're only focused on intimate relationships. That's why it's called that. So the
zealous was under the sexual / intimate category.
Yeah.
Social subtype was the teacher category. And then what was it? What was the last one?
The perfectionist one.
But what was the subtype?
Self-preservation.
Self-preservation, yeah. I definitely think I would fall under the social one. I think I'm relatively okay at knowing my place.
Yeah.
In a social setting. More than like a typical one where they're just like, I'm oblivious to social things and like, this is how it is and hear me out. You know, like I'm aware that like, if I want to speak something out that may go against the grain, like it's going to be taken, pretty harshly.
Yeah.
That's why I think I get a lot of anxiety when I think about telling someone the truth when it could hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
So, and I do enjoy, assuming I have the knowledge to teach truth, like if I feel like I know something to be true and I see someone else who doesn't know that and they're asking me for advice, I love teaching in that way, not for my benefit, but for theirs.
Yeah.
I love that. Because someone did that for me, Yeah. It's like giving back. I love that. So I definitely think I'm a 2.
How kind.
Or not a 2. I'm
the second
option.
The teacher
I'm a type 1 and I use a 9 wing more. And I would say within my subtype, I'm a social.
There you go.
The social subtype, which is also known as the teacher.
Yeah. So you said, and that's why I was smiling because I just kept thinking of this story, but you were saying like usually in social settings, like you're pretty good about knowing like what's going to hurt people's feelings and like not being like a typical one where you say things and you're like, what? Like, I don't understand.
Most of the time. There's sometimes where it completely, right.
Yeah.
There's some times where like,
would you like to tell a story or no?
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay, you don't have to tell the story.
But just in essence, I'm very much like, I don't know. I just see something and I'm like, that's wrong. And sometimes it's just like an instinct and it just like, I'll say it. And
without really thinking about it.
And then everyone's like,
did he just say that?
What?
That's happened. It's happened to people.
Multiple times. And literally afterwards, she's like, why'd you just say it? Or you'd be like, do you realize you said this? And everyone was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like, I had no idea. There's definitely times where that happens.
Yeah. I think that's really funny when that happens.
It's so embarrassing.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
so
you at least have to tell this one.
What?
This doesn't necessarily relate specifically to subtypes, but it relates to being a 1.
Okay.
The puzzle.
Oh gosh. My sister found, did I tell you that? Oh my gosh. So we're doing this puzzle because we're old apparently and we like to do puzzles now. So we're doing this 1,000-piece puzzle of Moraine Lake in Banff. It's actually right there. That's the puzzle we're doing. It's that picture.
Literally.
Anyways, so I've never done a puzzle before, so we just like got it on this table and we're like separating colors and doing edges and stuff.
Yeah.
But we're doing it like on this table that has gaps in between the wood slats, so pieces could fall down and drop on the ground and we would lose them forever.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like me, Sierra, and my sisters, we were doing it and they were just kind of being a little careless.
Including me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
honestly, I might have been the most careless one.
And when I say careless, I just mean like they're putting pieces right beside the crack where it could fall. And I'm just like, hey,
anxiety.
Let's be careful. Watch it, you know, because my whole reasoning was like in 10 years when we finish this puzzle, because that's how long it's going to take. When we finish this puzzle,
1,000 pieces.
Yes.
10 years, people.
When we finish this puzzle and there's one piece missing, I'm going to go crazy. That's going to drive me crazy. And you know what I would do if there's one piece missing? I would buy a whole nother puzzle that's exactly like that one.
Would you really, though?
And I would seek out the piece that would fit that piece.
Gosh. Sorry.
That
bothered you?
Yeah.
Oh, that just sparks so many more things that you do that I'm like...
Because you can hear...
Yeah. That just sparks so many more things
oh, yeah.
that you do that proves here.
But to prove that I'm not crazy, my sister the other day, so like a day after we did the puzzle, she comes up to me and she goes, "Look what I found." And she found a puzzle piece on the ground.
Okay. Also, like, so Garrett is like, at this point, him and I and all of his sisters have separated the puzzle pieces into like patterns and colors of their own.
Colors and then like edge pieces.
Yeah.
In their own puzzle. Or their own pile. Puzzle. Edge pieces in their own pile.
Yes. So, Garrett, just out of social nicety, is like, Sierra, like, which part should we do first? So like he said, we've already separated the outer pieces. If I say this wrong, correct me. But like we had already separated the outer pieces. And then you're like, hey, like, which part should we do next? And I was like, let's do the lake, which is literally in the middle of the picture.
Do the what?
Lake.
The lake, yeah.
The lake, yeah. Which is literally like in the middle of the picture. So it's not working from an edge down. It's really like in the middle.
Right.
It wouldn't connect to that.
Which makes no sense. It makes no sense. Why would you do that?
And he just stopped and he literally looked at me and was like, no, but like we need to work like top to bottom.
Yeah. Because that's what you do. You wouldn't make the border and then go, okay, I'm going to start in the middle. You would like do the edge and then like...
Do you want to know like the thought process that went through my brain? I was like, there wasn't that much because to me it's not that important. But...
I agree it's not that important. But in my brain I'm just like, if we could do it a more efficient way, let's do that.
Yeah.
You know?
In my brain though, I'm thinking like, all of them are separated out like in their own colors already.
Yeah.
So really we have the same chance of putting together the lake as we do the mountains.
Right.
So you're saying right with your words, but your face is saying something else. So like, and the lake's pretty, so.
And I like the lake.
So why not do the lake? Like, I don't see the problem with it. They're all together in like their own piles with the same colors, so.
But you go from top to bottom.
Because that's that's the rule, people. That's what we do. Because it's the rule. We always do that. So why would we change it?
No. Think about it. If you made the border and you started in the middle of the puzzle.
But we hadn't made the border.
We were working on it.
You're right. You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're right.
Because if you made the middle, then you would have to find the pieces that connect it to the border.
Yeah.
But if you already started at the border, you already have those connecting pieces and you can just work your way down.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Like, it makes logical sense.
And it's not a big deal for us to start with the lake.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm like...
But there's a better way.
Let's do it more efficiently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm just like, that's another part of the puzzle we got done. Yay.
Same thing. 25% done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not for me. Yeah. No. I would say I'm relatively I'm methodical.
Yeah, you are.
I'm methodical, not for the sake of being methodical,
But because there is a better
I'm
way,
methodical in the things that I think are valuable.
like making puzzles.
Yeah. Yeah. I love puzzles.
Yeah.
We're never going to finish that puzzle.
Yes, we are. Don't say that.
Okay.
We are going to finish this puzzle.
In 10 years.
I'm going to finish this puzzle. I'm going to steal it from y'all's house.
Okay. Cool. So that was subtypes.
Yes. So then, lastly,
Mm-hmm.
man, we've kind of gone over a lot. Lastly, there's really not a lot of content for this, but
Okay.
growth and security.
Yeah,
Because we've referenced that.
Let's talk about it.
But what is it?
But what is it?
What do you know about growth and security for numbers?
So here's what I know. I know that each number, you can grow in that number. As far as like, grow means like...
Physically.
No, not physically. Like mature. Not mature. Is it mature?
Yeah.
Okay, so like...
Mature.
So mature. No, mature. Cha-cha. So like mature in your... I don't know.
Personality.
Sure, yeah.
In your level of health.
Mental health, though.
Yeah,
This
not
isn't-
physically.
Yeah, this isn't
Like you got a cold, you not acting healthy.
No, it's like maturing in your mental health and
Mhm.
personality health, I guess, if that's a thing. So there's that, and then there's, what's the other one called? So that's growth, and then there's...
Oh gosh, what did I just forget? Growth and security. Oh, stress. Sorry.
Stress.
Yeah.
So stress is unhealthy, or
Yes.
stress can be, in real life, stress can be healthy. There's a healthy stress.
Yes.
It exists.
But in terms of Enneagram.
But in Enneagram land, this is referring to like unhealthy stress and like the opposite of growth. Shrinking, I guess. So each number you can either grow or stress. And then, so like, so in growth, you act like a certain number that isn't a 1. And then in stress, you act like another number that isn't a 1.
Yes.
That's all I know.
Does each Enneagram number do that?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No.
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
You're right. So, okay. So in stress for you as a 1, do you know what number you act like?
Because you told me, yes, a 4.
Yes. Okay, and then what about in growth? What do you act like?
A 7.
There you go.
Strictly because you've told me this.
I think just because like in moments when, sorry, I just bumped the table, but in moments when you like are acting like a 7, like usually I'll point that out and be like, all right, like that's the 7
And for
out.
people who don't know what a 7 acts like, well, just ballpark.
A 7 is the adventurer. Like they
Very adventurous and...
are known for being very positive and very fun.
Okay, and then 4s are what?
They are called the individualist. So they...
and this is not to say that a 4 is bad and a 7 is good.
No.
Yeah,
No,
just to preface that.
Just sometimes for each number, behaving a certain way isn't great for you, but for another person, it could be great.
Right. Like, because each number has good attributes and bad attributes.
Yes.
And you're saying when I go in stress, I act like a 4 when they're on like a bad day or like an unhealthy day.
Yeah.
But whenever I'm growing, I act like a 7 on a healthy day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
4s aren't bad and 7s are good. Like, it's not like that.
Yeah. One's not better than the other.
Right.
Yeah.
They're just different. So a 4 is like what? They're called the individualists.
Yeah. They're known for being very artistic. They're known for enjoying living in their emotions. Yeah.
So what would growth and stress look like in a 1?
Okay. So.
Not using just like everyday terms. Just like what would that look like in real life?
I think so like a 1 in stress, like they would get more snippy and just very irrational, like living in their emotions and reacting very emotionally.
Very inward in an unhealthy way.
Yeah.
Because you can be inward in a healthy way.
Yes.
But this
Of course.
is more inward looking, more selfishly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No one's listening to me.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah. And so then externally you're reacting like more
Right.
snippy, short with people.
You're not aligning your emotions with logic
Yeah.
as
Yes.
often, like we talked about earlier.
Yes. Tying it in. Wow.
Man, bringing it in. I don't know what this was. Stirring the pot. Stirring the pot. And then what would like me growing, what would that look like?
So that would be you behaving as a 7, which is called the enthusiast or the adventurer. So at that point, the 1 would be more spontaneous and laid back.
Which is not a typical 1 thing.
No, not spontaneous. You're pretty laid back overall.
Yeah.
I think.
But the spontaneity, like.
Yeah.
No.
Do you enjoy spontaneity?
No.
You don't enjoy it?
Nah.
Yeah, you're right. You
Nah.
don't. Do you want to talk about how every time, like, if I, like, plan something?
Yeah. Every time Sierra wants to, like, do something and, like, hide it from me.
I'm not a 7, by the way. Because I feel like you're about to make me sound like a 7. I'm not.
Well, like, we'll be in the car and she'll be like, we're going somewhere. And I'm like, where? And she's like, I'm not telling you. And I'm like,
just whisper it.
Yeah, I'm not telling you. And that drives me crazy. And I'm like, you have to tell me, like, where are we going? And then I'm like, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? And then I'm like, oh, I know, we're going here. And you're like, I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
And it drives me insane.
Because initially I would give him hints and he would guess it because he wanted to know so bad. So I learned just not to give him any hints at all.
But yeah, spontaneity, no. Nah. Not a fan.
Why do you not enjoy it?
Because I want to know.
But why do you want to know?
So I can know the truth.
I'm trying to make you dig more. Like, why? Like, what does that do you?
I value truth.
Okay,
and like,
so you are viewing it as a truth.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, in that example, it's not like I'm scared of what we're doing. Like,
no.
I knew you weren't going to take me to, like, to kill me. Right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Like, I'm not scared of what we're doing. It's just, I just think I take it to an unhealthy manner as far as, like, I want to know, again, if we're assuming that truth aligns with reality, which I believe it does, then I want to know what we're doing in reality. So, like, what the truth is. Yeah. Like, just tell me. What are we doing? Yeah. And then, yeah, I know that's bad. But spontaneity drives me crazy. I hate it. Or just being very... Again, like, when I buy something, I put a lot of thought into it. Yeah. I'm not just like, man, buy it on a whim. You really do. So, yeah. I'm not very... Dang it, what's the word where, like, you're just, like, impulsive? I'm not impulsive. Yeah. At all. Not trying to, like, toot my own horn. Like, that's a good thing. I'm just not very slow. I am. Seriously. Yeah. Yeah. I think... But you're saying when I grow... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
I was just going to say, when you... you're saying that when I grow in my personality type walk thing, I act like a... My
self-journey.
My self-journey.
Self-discovery.
No.
We are not calling it that.
You're saying that whenever I grow in being a 1, I become more spontaneous. Yes. That's so interesting.
Why is that interesting?
Because you would think that wouldn't be the case, right? Or I think that at least.
Oh, because like it seems like against the nature of a 1.
Right. You would think that'd be the last thing I'd want to do.
Yeah.
But that's so funny that that's not the case.
Do you think that you behave as a 7 sometimes? Do you ever see that in yourself?
Sometimes, maybe. Sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. Is that not true? Do you not think so?
No, I think that you behave as a 7 more than you are thinking.
Really?
Yeah. Like, you joke around a pretty good bit and, like, loosen up. And...
Is that what I'm not saying that you think that's what makes up a 7, but those are traits of a 7, to be very laid back and, like, cut up. And
yeah. Yeah, I think you do. And I think you're getting better at being okay with, like, spontaneity. I think you are.
I still hate it, though. On the inside.
That's my goal. So, Garrett doesn't turn his music above what?
14.
Why?
14 is max.
In his car, to be clear.
Yeah.
The volume doesn't go above 14.
I drive a Honda Accord. And
oh, a white Honda Accord.
And If I'm chilling to music, it's at a 12.
Uh-huh.
If I need it to be quiet, I put it on like an 8. And then like if I'm really feeling it, I put it to 14. But like there's no need to go past 14 for 2 reasons. Actually, just for one reason. Like I'm just trying to preserve my ear health. Because seriously, if you lose your hearing, it's gone forever. And then you have to get a hearing aid. No, just listen to it on 14. But then you're used to it. When we went to Wilder Woods, oh my gosh, when we left, I thought I was deaf. I'm serious. I was like, what? It was so loud.
Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty much all I have.
Cool. That's it?
Yep. That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we can just...
Handshake.
Okay.
It was only a little for you.
Yeah. Only like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.